the entrance of Neuengamme Concentration Camp, and we're about to start doing this video here. So,
it was operated by the SS from 1938 to 1945. Over that period, an estimated 106,000 prisoners were held at Neuengamme. During the last days of the camp and the evacuation, about 17,000 people died. At least 42,900 victims can be verified.
these were actually where all the buildings where the inmates, as I'm going to call it, were housed. All these structures right here, each one was a building for the prisoners. If you look, that is where they slept. Each one of those is a barracks for the inmates. As you can see, there's all these buildings over here as well. Last time I came here, which if you look through the videos online, you can see more of an investigation of these areas here. I've worked with the millimeter very extensively in all these areas. Including over here is where they would, the torture stacks pretty much. If you're a bad inmate, they would stick you in those boxes. No food, no water, savage beatings. I believe they used to hang people over there as well. See how big this camp was. And you can see where all those metal poles are is actually where fences were. Morton here, and I'm at Neuengamme Concentration Camp, and we're going back to the Keller, and we're going to some other places where there's supposed activity. So let's see how this goes. Okay. So 0.1 on the milligrams. Let's hit record. Over here last time, I don't know if you can see it, last time there was a big spike that ran by on the mill, which is something very interesting and new. Now, under responding rates, they would have all the people come down here and people would actually...
If you notice, the light doesn't raise any higher than that bar, but those two individual lights keep climbing. If you notice, one is blue, one is green, also with their own flight patterns.
And die. Temperature's dropped a little bit on this because we're in the basement. It's kind of funny down here. place that I'm actually very excited about. A prisoner was asked to draw what it looked like down here, and this is what he drew. They had different, when the camp opened, they had armbands, different colors for homosexuals. They had one for homeless people. They had one for prisoners. They had one for Jews. They all had different markings on their sleeves, their colors. And each one was in their own section of the camp. The prisoners had to build that whole arena for that boat and other boats, where they would load rocks and they would bring them on this track right here with these, and they would load it in, and then they would have to push it up this big ass ramp right here and then work on it in these buildings right here. Now, this is the area we were not allowed to go in last time because there was damage to the roof. But we are going in there now. And this is where it is said, that, in this area is where it's said that you get an uneasy, unsettling feeling. So, we're going to bring the Mel and see if it's natural occurring EMF and what's going on and why it could be going off. So, here we go. I'm very excited for this. Better get you going. Oh, this is amazing. Birds and rafters. Do you know anything about this chimney in the middle here? What did it used to be? Oh, this used to be a parking lot too. Oh, this used to be a furnace. The battery's going to fall out now. Let's try this again. This looks cool on the 362. Now I'm going to state on the record, I can guarantee this was not used to burn bodies. I can guarantee it. So, don't assume that that's what it was. Because I was actually in another location. Could be because I moved it too fast. We're just going to say it's because I moved it too fast. paranoia hallucinations. I'm not getting anything like that over here. No alcohol, see? 0.0. Oh, it's in English. Two big ovens in each one. Ah, okay, it says there was 2 big ovens in each one. This is while painting on the ground represents. Okay, so wait. The white on the floor is painting for... Okay, so there were 2 big ovens. Like I said, there was no EMF so far. But I think it was actually something paranormal. Get hungry. This shows all the bricks that they made. So as I said, they took the rocks from the boat, pushed them up in here, and then they ended up making bricks and clay work and stuff like that. Actually look in there, there's a ladder that goes all the way up. Oh, I knew that was going to pop out.
I watched too many horror movies too.
You hold that? Oh, I turned it off.
I watched too many horror movies too.
I thought stuff that came up, but you can see all the way up to the top. I did not know where you were there.
All over the place because they had to bring the ovens inside.
Yeah, but I didn't see any of the rails. There's something here though. Right. And there was something as well. Apparently they have classes that come in here as well. Died in here, whether it be from starvation, lack of hunger, feeding. So I'm guessing that. So. This is where they would take all the stones from the water up there. They'd push them in these giant carts into here, and they would use those stones for the brickworks. So, that's what this location, this giant factory facility is here. So, got nothing on the EMF. Did get a bit of a creepy feeling back there. But as far as I know, I caught nothing. I'll have to listen to the audio. But other than that, I don't know. It was a very, very interesting location. I love coming here, and I would love to do a full night investigation. But it's very hard to get locations like this to agree. So I'm going to keep trying. One of the actual carts. So what would happen is they would push it from the boat over there all the way down this way, push it up this giant hill, which you can see right here, by hand, by the way. And then take it and I don't know, empty it somewhere in here. And they would push it back here through this way, back to the boat. And these things would be full of the stones. And if, as you can see, it tips. If you were too tired and it tipped over, you would actually get beat by the Nazis until, you know, you were able to pick it all up and continue your work. So that's brutal. I believe 100,000 people were imprisoned here, and 32.8 thousand people were estimated to be killed here. That's a lot for a location. And then on top of that, it was also 2 prisons afterwards. So not only was it a concentration camp, it was 2 prisons. So that would be Neuengamme Concentration Camp. As you can see, that is the actual original fence that was used to keep the prisoners in. And it was actually electrified, and there was a lot of prisoners who would end their lives by touching the fence to electrocuting themselves to death. So that was a better way out than being beaten and tortured and starved every day. So that was a fence that they used to kill themselves a lot with.